It's early afternoon and Charlie team are being called to a serious accident on a building site near Leeds.
999 activated.
Johnny and Sarah are leading the blue light convoy. 4 heart response vehicles have been scrambled.
A patient is apparently trapped in a derelict building by his legs in bad query rubble. The nearest resource is 5 minutes away.
The team's rescue skills are going to be tested to their limits. The sides of an excavation have collapsed and the worker is still buried under tons of earth.
We're going to a gentleman who has gone down a hole and then we believe it's collapsed on him, so it's almost kind of like a... Well, he's going to be probably crushed by the mud that's come onto him, so quite a serious injury.
Fire crews are already fighting a desperate battle to save the man. Hart's advanced medical skills could be critical to his survival. Gemma will lead his care.
Hey up, buddy, my name's Gemma, I'm a paramedic.
Right.
What do we call you?
Stuart.
Stuart, which bit are you trapped right now?
My legs.
Out of sight of most of his rescuers and workmates, Stuart is face down in the mud, pinned by the legs. He can turn his head to breathe, but water from the heavy clay is pooling around his face.
Where is it trapped from? Is it above your knee or below your knee?
Below my knee.
So both are below your knee?
Yeah.
Okay, and did anything else go on you? Have you been dug out or anything like that?
They've dug me out a bit, yeah. It went on my back and that,
It went on your back as well?
They've dug me off, yeah.
Okay, is it affecting your breathing at all?
No, I just need to get out.
You just want to get out, I know.
Yeah.
Stuart is very frightened. The landslip happened in seconds, and the hole is still unstable.
We were propping all banking side up, where for the excavations, we were propping it because there was water coming out of banking. Obviously, with the amount of rain we've had over the last 3 or 4 days, so we were putting some props in to hold the banking, and it just started to move. So obviously, we tried to get out of the hole as best we could, but Stuart got trapped.
Stuart?
Yeah.
Right. Are you happy if we try and go for another pull?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, please.
Right.
As soon as we were trapped, me and Ashley jumped straight in the hole and started digging him out. From his waist upwards, he was okay, and he was breathing, and we were talking, just saying his legs were killing him, to help get him out as quick as we could. I mean, at one point, he says, pull me out with the machine, but I says, don't, that's a daft.
So Stuart, they're just going to try and drag you out, all right. I'll keep your head out of the dirt as much as I can, okay? If something really badly hurts, you need to tell us, all right?
Stuart's life is in real danger. The ground could collapse again at any moment and bury him completely. The rescue teams have to get him out in any way they can and fast.
Is anybody not ready? Okay, we're going to go on move. Ready, brace, move.
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
little bit more.
Time, yeah.
Okay, and again. Ready, brace, move.
Alright.
Stuart's legs are finally free, thanks to teamwork and brute force.
Stuart, is anything new hurting since you've moved? Okay.
But Stuart is not out of danger. Releasing the pressure on crush injuries can cause complications. In the worst cases, it can be fatal.
Stuart, can we roll you over so you're on your back? Just roll the other way because you're just on the edge there. Yeah. Ready again? Ready, brace, move. That's it, fella. How do you feel now? No difficulty breathing? Is there any pain in your chest or your back? No. Is it just your legs?
My legs
Okay.
just feel like they're still squashed.
We'll have a look at you. It will do, won't it? We'll have a look at you in a second.
You're right, Gemma.
Yeah, he was trapped for 20 minutes, so he literally could just come straight out. That was what happened.
How trapped? But just lower legs.
Lower legs, yeah.
Like calf.
Yeah, he said it went onto his back slightly, but they dug him off.
I enjoy the problem solving. I like the fact that the jobs aren't always straightforward. When we go to a job, we don't always know what to expect, and some of the jobs, the clinical aspects of patient care may be an issue, but that's not always the biggest issue for us, and I like that. I like having to think about the best ways of doing things and having some form of discussion to try to work it out.
Right, okay, so we're going to go onto his back. Ready, brace, roll. Well done, Stuart. Nice one. You okay? Well done. We'll just have we'll get you up.
Yeah.
Getting Stuart to safety won't be easy. There's still a risk the unstable ground could give way underfoot without warning.
Obviously, because it's quite low into the ground, we're just having to get quite a few people just to handball him back up.
How's your pain out of 10, Stuart, if 10's the worst thing you've ever imagined?
Oh, about an 8, 9.
So it's bothering you? Is it better now you're out?
Oh, it's better, but they just feel
You
like
still
the
feel
squash.
like the crush? All right.
Yeah.
So did it cover all of your legs to start with, do
It
you
covered
think?
on my body.
It covered all of you and
yeah,
your,
but all
your
on my
back
back
as
and
well?
everything, yeah.
We've just immobilised him down there, and then we're just going to get him up, assisted with fire service and operational crews. We're just going to form the chain and just kind of handball him up, basically.
With Stuart strapped tightly to a rigid spinal stretcher, the rescue team can start to manoeuvre him up the slope. But it means a lot of weight on treacherous ground.
So we're going to go on lift. Just watch your back on there, buddy. Okay, ready, brace, lift.
Yeah, I think it's
Got
on
him?
there. I'm going down there.
Step by step, Stuart is being carried to safety.
Just going to slide onto decking, yeah?
Have we got anyone to hold your back so you don't slip over this way?
We'll just go to the edge and slide. We'll just slide onto ground, yeah?
Right. You're going to have to keep coming this way a bit. Yeah.
Just watch him, steady on.
Right, hands on.
Stuart's finally out and safe on solid ground. But his condition appears to be deteriorating.
Stuart, we're just going to lift you up into the ambulance where we can have a good look at you where it's warm, okay?
What?
Everybody ready? On lift, ready, brace, lift.
Stuart has been pinned in the mud in wet, unstable ground for over an hour. He's cold and traumatised and in severe pain.
All right, Stuart.
Yeah.
Good lad. Okay.
Now he's out, medics urgently need to assess him. They fear he may have crush injuries from the weight of the soil.
At the moment it's just really, really cold. Well, everything's wet and everything's muddy. Get all his clothes off properly so that we can assess him and see what's going on.
I'm just going to cut your jeans, Stuart.
Gemma checks for signs of a spinal injury.
Can you feel me touching your toes, Stuart? Does it feel the same on both sides?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Is there any pain there?
No, not down there.
Not down there. Have you got any pain in your hips?
And the team suspect he may have impact injuries from large pieces of rubble and debris.
There's a bit of a mark here. Do you normally have a mark here or no? Okay.
That's when all
Any,
pushed up against.
Yeah, 'cause it's red dog.
and any pain there?
Slightly.
Yeah.
The guy that was working with him said they felt the boards coming and they've run, but the whole of the boards and the sort of debris that was on top of it has come down on top of him.
Ready, set, roll. So just a little bit red here. There's just a long red mark there. But
By the sounds of it, he was sort of squashed completely under all the wood and rubble. The only thing he's complaining of is just a feeling that his legs have been squashed, but he's got full movement to his legs and everything. But obviously they'll finish off checking him over and he's going to go into Huddersfield and get the doctor to look him in there.
Right, Stuart, rest your arm down. Let's put some blankets over you and get you warmed up. Right then, get you warmed up, Stuart. Thank you very much.
all the best, mate. All the best soon.
Stuart has been extremely fortunate to emerge from the landslip with his life. He'll soon be on the road to hospital, where doctors will discover the full extent of his injuries.
Look at this. They're attacking the police.
In a suburb of Sheffield, a local resident is filming a disturbance outside his home.
They've lost control. This area is completely gone.
Tensions in the local community have boiled over outside a school. Heart are being scrambled to the scene from their base in Leeds.
It's actually adults and children that have been scrapping. Police are on the way. They've got at least 7 units on scene. One patient that has been knocked out, they're trying to find out injuries on the other ones.
Right, it kicks off every few years there, in that area.
The incident has happened in Fir Vale, where large Asian and Slovakian communities live.
What's L1 receiving?
Right, just to let you know, quick update on scene. There are approximately 300 people going around in this area. Apparently at the moment it's an extremely tense atmosphere. It looks like it's fighting between the Asian community and the Eastern Europeans. Multiple police units on scene, so
That's understood and received.
The team have received riot training and have body armour and helmets with them, but they must be careful not to inflame the situation.
I'm going to drop us on the other side of this one, mate.
A police helicopter is keeping watch from above as officers try to separate the factions, but the violence seems to have stopped, for now. Team leader Alex is briefing a senior ambulance service manager.
Hiya Pete, sorry mate. Yeah, that's fine. So as far as I'm aware at the moment, there was quite a big presence around here. It's just started to disperse down that way. They've started releasing the kids out the back of the school now. They're releasing them out bit by bit to just try and slowly kind of disperse them out from there at that point. Injuries-wise, there's a teacher with a split lip, someone who's got a punch mark to the face, and someone else who was reported as injured but has disappeared off somewhere.
Police are trying to find witnesses and calm down the situation.
They're still blocked off quite a large part of the school for access and egress, and they're just controlling one way in and one way out at the moment. From what we're hearing from reports of the area, there's still quite a lot of tension and there's still a lot going on.
Then it flares up.
There's more fighting going off now at the rear of the school.
Is there?
We can't get our cars out. We can't go anywhere. Can't get the car out.
Hotel 1 to all heart call signs. Just be aware, apparently it's ramping up round the other side at the moment. There's some aggression starting to kick off.
Inside the school, several people need medical treatment for minor injuries, but Alex must be careful.
If they've got a police officer who can bring them out, if they can bring them out to us, we can deal with it here, because if there's less trouble here, it's not going to kick off, we can stick them on here, can't we?
If we turn up here, blue lights flashing,
it's just going to exacerbate it, innit? And if they are still kicking off, there's no point sending any of our staff in, even with ballistics jackets on, because they're just going to be swinging punches and all sorts. Can you, there's a lad with a little kid there. Can you just speak to whoever's passed you that message and just find out if it's this side or that side? If it's that side and they're still kicking off, we're not going round. Just had reports that we've got a patient inside the school now, so what we're going to do is we're going to get one of the crews to come round and come in, get them inside and get the gates all locked back up again. Get them start to assess the patient in there. At the moment, it's still too dangerous around the other side.
It's a confusing situation.
They're going to bring the vehicle in, they're just getting the crew to come in.
They won't stop bleeding.
Right, okay.
It started off not looking very major, and then it's just continued.
Do we know, is it punch, weapon, anything?
I think it's a punch. There's been numerous fight starts at the same time.
Okay.
Local paramedics are heading into the school to treat the casualties. Kids are not being allowed to leave for now.
It must be quite nerve-wracking as a parent to find out that something's happened at the school and you turn up and there's lots of blue lights, lots of flashing lights going on, but you can't actually get in and find out what's been happening with your kids. I can kind of see where the parents are coming from with the tension. They've just unfortunately got to trust that we are the emergency services and we do know what we're doing.
It looks like only one child requires hospital treatment. But the atmosphere is still tense and the heart team must remain on standby. Yorkshire's 46 heart paramedics are experts at saving lives in the most difficult terrain. But they have to train hard.
So what's happened is the scaffold's collapsed higher up. There's two patients.
Put a spinal insert on as well, JB. Yeah.
Today they're on exercise with the fire service.
I'm just sending two people up just to manage that unconscious patient at the moment. So set one of the pulleys up just where your hand is, Lou.
One patient laid on his back. He's got his left leg underneath his right. Right, okay.
Heart have to be fit and fully prepared to head into any emergency that's thrown at them.
Wait, check his breathing, checking his chest. Is it rise and fall equal?
Today, they're working at height, perfecting their rope skills.
They're very dangerous, these types of jobs, hence training is always paramount for us.
It's vital they can work safely and treat patients in extreme locations. It's not long before they have to put their training into practice. It's the dead of night, and Delta Team has been called out to remote countryside near Hebden Bridge. The casualty is somewhere in dense woodland, 2.5 miles up an unlit farm track. They've got to find her.
I don't know if you can see it, your 5 o'clock. There is like a single light down at the bottom of the hill.
Essentially, we've been called to an individual that's rung through to the ambulance service to say that she's currently 15 foot down a ravine and she's holding onto some branches. We've currently got mountain rescue in front of us. We've got tech rescue coming from the fire service. So we're just actually at this point just still trying to locate where the patient is.
Hart will be working with mountain rescue and a police helicopter to find the woman.
Just getting comms with them now, and then we'll get your exact location. I think the best thing would be to walk in for a minute. Yeah, no problem. And then we'll get some rope kit up to assist you.
I believe that she's up in the woods, so this track leads off to the left. We're on the track that starts going down to the right, but it's cut off by the river.
Just see his torchlight on the path and keep going, they're on the right hand side.
Right. Heat-seeking cameras on the police helicopter are guiding the mountain rescue team in.
There's lights flashing through trees up there. About 150 yards. Evening, guys.
Hey, guys. You all right?
Yeah, not bad yourself?
Yeah.
Have we got eyes on the lady?
Yeah, just here.
At the top of an almost vertical slope, Hart get up to speed on the situation.
She's had a previous broken leg. She's got a broken leg in a cast. Yeah. Oh, she's breathing normally. She's complaining of back pain. That's
40 feet down, injured and in a fragile state of mind, is the woman. 2 members of the mountain rescue team are with her.
Guys, you hear me? Do you want a paramedic heart team down with you to give assistance and pain relief to the patient?
Yes, please.
Lovely.
It's feared the woman has a spinal injury. Tim and Dan are going down to examine her.
Plan is we're going to set up 2 lines running down as safety lines. When Mountain Rescue get their stuff here, they're going to set up a recovery system, a twin line recovery system for the patient. So if we can get 2 anchors set up off trees here. Pass your message.
Right, equipment list, stretcher and scoop, backpack, drugs kit.
Be about 4 minutes for getting pain relief down for you.
Rope coming down!
Medics must rope up and abseil down to reach their patient.
So as you go down, if you stay patient right, Tim, Dan will go patient left.
The slope is treacherous. It's wet and loose underfoot. Stones are falling with every movement. Dan must examine his patient while hanging from his rope.
She jumped from the track, had an impact, rolled.
Yeah.
She stopped further up, but then she slid down. She's already got a broken right leg, which is in a cast.
It's in a cast at the moment, right?
She's complaining of back pain and severe pain when I examined there.
Yeah.
So I'll stand at the bottom and stop her sliding any further down.
Yeah, okay.
Dan! Some kit coming on your line!
Okay, mate.
More gear is being lowered down to the cliff team.
Cheers, buddy.
So at the moment, we're just getting some pain relief sorted for the patient. Once that's done, the plan is we're going to scoop the patient to keep her nice and immobilised and then strap her into this bit of kit which we'll be able to haul back up. It's quite a heavy duty bit of kit, but it should do the job for something so steep.
You can start getting stretcher down now if you want. There's no point delaying it.
Yeah, I'm happy for you to start sending these stretcher down now, over.
The patient is in a precarious position. Treating her isn't easy.
You've not taken an overdose of anything as well, have you? Have you had any alcohol? 3 pints of shandy. Is that a lot for you?
They're about to begin the operation to haul the woman to safety. It won't be easy, and in the dark, the risks are considerable. On a Pennine hillside, Delta team are involved in a risky rescue operation after a woman plunged 40 feet down a ravine.
So when I go over the edge, I'm going to drop because it's vertical.
A mountain rescue doctor will be abseiling down with a stretcher.
There is a ledge slightly to your left as you go, about a foot left.
I'm on the line. Yeah, just directly above the cab.
You're doing fantastic, okay. Just need to stay as still as possible. We'll try and get you something for the pain, okay. I'm just struggling to get any access at the moment.
Wait, going on the line?
The woman is cold, and they can't find a vein to fit a drug line into her.
Slow rope, please.
Slow rope, slow rope.
In the darkness, rope work is fraught with danger. Tensions are rising.
Stop! Lock the rope, please. My rope particularly is very slack.
You got it, mate?
Tim has finally found a vein. They can get pain-killing drugs straight into the woman's bloodstream.
Look out!
But the slightest movement above is dislodging rock. And the doctor's descent is adding to the danger.
Do you want to start with an IV paracetamol? We'll get that running through.
The patient has lain here for almost 4 hours. She's in a lot of pain and she's getting cold.
Morphine there, mate.
It's awkward, the access is difficult. The patient's on a really steep incline. We try to sort of mitigate everything that we do by making sure everything's as safe as possible. Our operatives are down there and they're all fully kitted up in there, working at height, harnesses, headgear, full PPE. And as you can see, it is extremely difficult, but you know, we have to sort of work together and try and sort of get it to safety, really.
Ready, steady, roll.
All right, lovely. I know it's not comfy, but we've got to get you on that stretcher to get you out of here, okay?
Thanks to the stretcher's arrival, they can now immobilise their patient.
Slow it down.
And begin to warm her up.
All the way.
Inch by inch, the teams above must haul stretcher and patient up the ravine.
Stop! Below!
Please, we haul soon.
Slow haul.
It's back-breaking work, and for the cliff team, highly dangerous. Finally, after a huge team effort, the stretcher makes it over the lip of the ravine to safe ground.
Yeah, quite tricky, really. You've got, for a start, you've got reduced light, unsteady ground, you're on a slope, it's wet, it's damp, it's loose rocks falling around you. Yeah, it's quite a dangerous environment to work in.
Get her in a winter cast bag and get walking. That's what she needs.
It's been an exhausting job for the heart team, physically and emotionally.
Head to lift, brace to lift.
And there's sympathy for their patient.
Yeah, she was quite open with us. Yeah, got some good dialogue going. Yeah, the lady's just got a lot going on, quite depressed, and yeah, ultimately wanted to end her life.
The patient will be treated for her injuries in hospital and taken into the care of the mental health teams. Her survival is close to miraculous. Britain's a nation of mountain bikers. 11 million of us ride one. But it can be a dangerous pastime. Today, one rider is pitting his skills against a challenging woodland track in Leeds. And his helmet camera is about to capture a serious crash.
Oh. Yeah, I think so. Give me a moment.
Did your head put the rock?
I don't know, maybe.
Stay there a minute.
Can you not remember?
We just need to get him back up to the top because that's going to need... Yeah, he's just literally come off now.
Adrenaline is driving the rider's reactions, and his condition is about to take a turn for the worse.
Are you on your own? You are? Oi, stay with us. Oi, what's your name? What's your name?
He's lost consciousness. The cause could be life-threatening.
Right, can somebody call an ambulance or something? Come on, guy, what's your name?
His life may be in danger, and he's on a remote track in a country park nearly a mile from the nearest road. Heart are being called in. Tim and Delta Team are being scrambled to save the rider's life.
999 mode activated.
With head injuries, time is of the essence. Happily, they'll be there in less than 5 minutes.
Anyone that suffered a high energy impact are our concern. Our first priority is to get to that patient as quickly as possible.
We're on our way to a cycle park in Leeds. We've been requested for access, I believe. So our Polaris vehicle is 6-wheel drive off-road vehicles also en route.
member of the park staff has been sent to guide the team into the woods.
This is the gent you need to speak to. He'll take you down.
Might be worthwhile spinning around and coming nose first in, then we can, with enough room to get it out at back.
Heart's specialist all-terrain vehicle, the Polaris, is being sent in.
Well, with any head injury there can be extended complications, anything from a cut to a concussion to a lot worse, to a bleed. Crew say he's stable, so we'll just get our vehicle and go and collect him, bring him back.
You want to come down with us? Or
yeah, I'm going to see if you guys want to follow me and then...
Sure, yeah, we'll follow you. Yeah.
This patient, apparently is about half a mile away, but still needs to be transferred from their location back here to this ambulance that we're stood at the side of.
We're just going down to the location where the patient is. We've gone cross-country there, over grass, hard standing, mud, in a trauma patient. The sooner we can get them back to DCA and into hospital, the better. Yeah, we'll be with you shortly, fella.
Local paramedics have reached the rider and are worried.
All right, fellas. Yeah. Hello, mate. All right.
28-year-old Harry Roberts has recovered consciousness, but is causing concern.
They've gone down, sort of gone head over the bars, arms out, landing on his chin.
Okay.
Small laceration, about so big. Was all right initially, managed to get to the side of the track, and then he's lost consciousness for about 3 to 5 seconds.
Okay. C-spine.
C-spine, nothing.
Clear.
He's self-mobile, he's been moving freely.
Fine.
Only complaining of left knee pain, which is worse on standing.
Right,
He's
okay.
on the ground paracetamol with us so far.
So no numbness, pins and needles, no pain in your neck or your back, nothing like that?
Nothing
no,
like
cool.
Nothing I wouldn't expect to feel. Knee, elbow, shoulder, chin, just loss of consciousness.
Okay, Aaron.
We want to get a history of what's happened and the mechanics of what's happened to that patient. You know, how fast was he going? Is there damage to the helmet? Is it masking other injuries?
Just show us what happened then. Yeah. Was he wearing a helmet?
Yeah, he was wearing a helmet.
Oh. How is his helmet?
Yeah, it's sort of cracked, so...
New helmet?
Definitely used it, yeah.
Right, okay, brilliant.
So, okay.
Harry is showing signs of hypothermia. It may make his head injury worse.
Cold in trauma patients is not a good thing to have. It contributes to sort of much more of a negative outcome. The emphasis is on keeping the patient warm.
I'll stay with his bike. All right.
Nice and easy, pal.
See you in a bit.
Traditionally, it would have been an absolute nightmare to get that patient back to the DCA. Being a specialist unit, we have different equipment we can use. Today we're able to get our Polaris vehicle straight here to the patient and get them away.
Harry's been taken to Leeds General Infirmary for scans. Only then will doctors be able to determine the true extent of his head injuries. It's bank holiday in Leeds.
999 road activated.
And Tim is leading the team out to the route of the parade, where there's been an unusual accident.
We've been dispatched to a job on a double-decker bus. Quite a serious, painful injury. We're going to have to see how we'll get them down in the most humane way.
Tim and the team have been called in by paramedics struggling to rescue the patient.
Bus has had to brake suddenly. She's gone flying forwards down the aisle.
Oh dear.
She's got a bump on her head. Can't put any weight on her left hip.
Okay.
Heart are bringing manpower to a tricky problem. Getting her down these stairs won't be easy.
It's warm up here, love, isn't it?
It is warm up here.
Wendy Young was returning to Leeds from a walk with friends when she was hurled down the aisle.
Okay, do you remember what happened?
I was sat on the back seat and then suddenly I was going forward.
Oh dear.
Wendy's in a lot of pain.
obviously, as you know, we need to get you off this bus,
Yeah.
don't we? So you've tried to get up and you can't.
Well, it's just when I try and put weight on this side, I don't think it's supporting me properly.
I think she's banged her head a little bit, and she's on blood thinners. So we're banging her head. She really needs to go to hospital to make sure there's nothing. We're actually being on blood thinners.
Would you like anything for your pain?
I think I might do now, actually.
Okay.
The crew have just gone to get her some pain relief now. I'm going to try with a little bit of pain relief, which she didn't really want initially, and then try and get her off this bus as pain-free as possible.
Wendy's in great pain and clearly shaken. She can't stand. They're giving her gas and air.
Is it Wendy? Yeah. Wendy and Martin. It wears off really, really quickly.
Right.
So when you stop taking it, within a couple of minutes, it's as if you haven't had any.
So really good deep breath.
The top deck of the bus is being heated by the sun. It's more than 30 Celsius.
Pretty straightforward. We're just going to get a carry chair and put her on carry chair and then manhandle her down the stairs into ambulance.
Right, Wendy, I'll give you an handle.
Yeah.
We're going to come underneath your arms here and then we'll just stand up nice and slow in your own time. All right? We'll just want to do a little pirouette round.
God and Bennett.
Just in your time, nice and steady. That's it, and lower you down at that.
Am I there?
Yeah.
Just trust us.
Just trust us.
I didn't think I'd hurt myself that much.
There you go. You all right?
The staircase is very narrow.
There's only enough room for one, really. All right, Wendy?
One step round, okay, mate?
Wendy's still in pain. Her hip injury could be serious.
A bit cooler, isn't it?
That's better.
All right, mate?
Lovely, isn't it?
Steady, steady. Lift. Going down.
Wendy's going to be taken to Leeds General Infirmary for x-rays. She used to work there as a medical secretary until she retired.
Nice and steady. One, two,
God and Bennett.
three.
It's been a frightening experience.
Felt myself going down the bus and I couldn't stop and I ended up on my face. The ambulance men think I've broken my hip.
She feels a lot more comfortable now because it was like 1,000,000 degrees, sort of volcano hot on the top of that bus.
Wendy's medical history
Cancelling all functions.
and her age could mean this accident has a major effect on her life. It'll be some time before she's out walking again.
Where are we going?
LS12.
It's a crisp autumn day, and Tango team are being called to an orchard in Leeds.
It sounds like it's just in his garden then.
Yes. Yeah.
An elderly man has fallen from a tree while picking apples. The team will be looking for fractures. Bones become more brittle with age, and recovery takes much longer. 79-year-old Doug Hamer has fallen more than 10 feet to the rocky ground below. He's in great pain.
Do you think you've landed on your bum?
Yes, I'll look hard today.
What's your name, fella?
Doug.
Doug, I'm Helen.
Right, Helen.
Doug, if it's okay with you, I just need to have a little feel at your back, just to see where it's hurting. So I don't want you to move. I'm just going to have a little feel down there. So you just tell me when I press there, does that hurt?
No.
Paramedic Helen fears the simple act of collecting apples may have resulted in a spinal injury. Doug was lying here for some time before a neighbour heard his cries for help.
Just heard someone shouting. Sounded as if it were coming from here, and I know Doug is always in his garden. And then I realised we're shouting help. I just felt round his head and, his legs. They said it was his back that was hurting. So we thought, I said to Diane, we won't move him, and sent Diane to phone an ambulance.
What have you been trying to do then?
Picking apples off the tree. You can have a few if you want.
Harvest time.
I come down from up there. I've got most of them.
Even the family said that they don't actually know how long he's been there. We don't know when he fell. They've only just managed to find him because they have heard him. But yeah, he's laid there not really complaining, keeps trying to want to sit up and knowing that he can't, he's just collapsing back down.
As you laid there now, Doug, where's the pain? Have you got any pain anywhere?
Yeah.
On this side, let me just have a little feel of that. About there.
If Doug has damaged his back, there's a risk of spinal cord injury.
All right, don't move it if it's too sore.
Medics must check him carefully.
For getting him down to hospital, because obviously he's going to need to go to hospital.
We're going to take every precaution and we're going to pop you on a special board until the doctor's had a really good look at you. So what we need to do, Doug, is I'm going to pop this little collar here around your neck just to keep it really, really still.
Doug is uncomplaining, but his injuries may be more serious than he realises.
Sorry, I know it's not going to be very comfortable, but we'll get you sorted.
Right, Doug, in a second, let's put you onto your side.
Yeah.
You put a slider board underneath you.
Paramedics will use a two-part rigid stretcher called a scoop to lift him safely without making his injuries worse.
Ready? Yeah. Right, ready, steady, roll.
Where's that hurting, Doug?
Doug is in intense pain.
Where's it hurting?
Oh.
Doug?
Where was that hurting?
What were hurting then?
Oh, down this right hand
Down
side.
that right hand side. We need to roll you through away now. Do you think you're going to be able to manage it?
I'll do it with
Got some pain relief.
Team leader Tony is bringing Entonox, gas and air.
It's like a painkiller.
It will be a welcome distraction for Doug.
That's it.
Oh, no, I didn't follow.
And take some deep breaths through like that. That's perfect. That's it. Give some good puss on that and then we'll get you moving in a minute.
The team wait for the gas and air to kick in before they attempt to roll him onto the second half of the stretcher.
Right, you'll carry on with that gas and air, boss.
Keep going on that for us.
That's it.
There we go.
Roshers is worried about Doug's injuries. They need to get him into the open quickly to examine him fully.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready, steady, lift.
It's got me out, doesn't it?
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Good.
How's
That's
it
what we
pain now?
wanted to do.
Oh, is that our start left leg, Doug?
The team suspect a broken pelvis. They'll need to bind it tight to stop the fragments of bone severing nerves or blood vessels.
Doug, am I right just to undo your belt and just have a look at your leg?
Yeah. Oh, that's what I feel it.
It's feared the impact of the fall has also fractured the upper part of his thigh bone, the strongest bone in the body.
Oh, it's just there, aye.
The team will give him pain relief intravenously.
I think we'll just go IV.
You're going to go IV?
Yeah. If we're
Well, I do, you do what you have to do, we don't gaffer.
If it's okay with you, what I want to do is pop a little needle in your hand or your arm and give you some paracetamol straight into your veins. Is that all right?
All right.
Because I think that's going to help you a little bit.
We don't want to give him anything too strong just now, so we're just giving him paracetamol. We think that'll be strong enough on its own.
How are you doing, Doug?
All right, thank you very much.
You're okay.
I just feel a bit of an ache in my right leg now.
That's what we're going to give you this pain relief for, Doug. It's going to make things a lot better.
Doug's injuries are serious. He's beginning to show signs of distress, and his wife is understandably frightened.
Oh, we feel a lot better in himself straight away.
Thank you.
Okay.
The team are doing their best to distract them both.
What do you cook with your apples then, Doug? I like a nice apple crumble.
Diane,
No, you're all right, Doug, you're all right.
give him a bag of apples.
There's no wrong with him, told you.
It's a bit of light relief in a serious situation.
So, Doug, that paracetamol's just trickling into your veins right now, so fingers crossed you're going to feel that start to take effect. Is that achiness starting to go off a bit?
It's just round here a bit, that's all.
It might just take a few more minutes for that to start working.
Doug, we've got an ambulance here now. We've got plenty of pain relief on board. If you want some more gas and air, let us know.
All right. Thank you very much.
The medics are amazed by Doug's cheerful manner in the face of his injuries.
It's the generation where, pain doesn't seem to bother them too much. If they could, they'd get up and walk. And all he's been bothered about is making sure that we get a bag of apples before we leave.
Fits into the category of over 65, so white trauma basically. So he's obviously more susceptible to injuries than a young person would be. I'm sure if he's not injured, he'll be back up and doing it again next week.
He'll be fully assessed in hospital.
We'll get you on board in a minute.
Right. His injuries could turn out to be life-changing. As the team suspected, Doug needed surgery for a broken pelvis. He also broke 3 vertebrae in his spine. He needed several weeks of physio. Builder Stuart, buried alive in an earth slip, escaped serious injury, but he's been referred for counselling for post-traumatic stress disorder. School governors in Sheffield accuse local media of exaggerating the scale of trouble, and there have been no further disturbances. Mountain biker Harry suffered a badly broken arm, but doctors ruled out a head injury. He needed stitches to facial cuts, but he's now back on his bike.